Hello audio people, and welcome to the next chapter of the Behind the Fader journey. Today I want to share with you the checklist that I execute each and every time when I'm doing the gig. So this checklist has 11 items that I try to execute each and every time. Now sometimes some of these items cannot apply, but in most of the cases I will do that. Now this checklist is specifically for the church, and the reason why I use this list from the church is because one of the purposes of this video to train the volunteers in this church. Okay, so let's begin. Item number 1, test AC outlets, test AC power. Now that is extremely important because if you don't have power, you have nothing. Now let's say you can have power for 10 minutes at the very beginning of your show, but let's say something will happen in 10 minutes and you will lose the power. What are you gonna do? That is a catastrophic event. That is not acceptable. Now I would personally even not unload any equipment if anything wrong with the power. Now how to test the power? Well, you can buy one of these really simple testers on Amazon. You can have a really fancy one for about $50 or the cheap one for $20. So it's important that this tester has the voltage indication. And what you want to test is the proper grounding, and you want to test the voltage. The voltage should match your equipment and be stable. And if you don't have proper grounding, I would say don't execute the event. That should be the part of your contract as the audio engineer or as the production company. You should have the item that if the venue doesn't have proper grounding or it has like kind of not stable voltage situation, you don't execute the event because your gear is expensive. You cannot just burn all your gear, you know. Okay, it's subscription time, so right here there will be a link that you can use to subscribe to the channel. There is also another button somewhere at the bottom of this video. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe to the channel. My plan is to film more detailed videos on how to ping the room and what kind of equipment you need to tune PAs without breaking a bank. Item number 2, run frequency analyzer and wireless workbench and coordinate your wireless frequencies for wireless mics and any wireless equipment, including your in-ear monitors, for example. Now, you can say that's applicable for the new location, but what if I in the same location periodically? That is still applicable, trust me, because you never know what other people will do with this wireless situation, with this wireless environment. Now, how to handle it? In the ideal situation, you probably should have the Shure wireless systems that support wireless workbench from the Shure company. And you will just be able to scan your wireless environment. Then you will be able to calculate frequencies and deploy these frequencies from your laptop to your devices through the network. Now, only expensive and the latest models of the equipment support this scenario, and you probably will be in the situations when you cannot do that. For example, like older systems or other manufacturers, they don't support all this full functionality of the wireless workbench. What to do? Well, I found a really good solution for that. There is a software, the name of the software is the Radio for All. So there is the free trial version, but then you will have to pay about $10 per month, or I believe it's like $99 for the lifetime subscription, which is perfectly fine for me. What you can do, you can use really cheap hardware. For example, I'm using RTL SDR, this little guy, this little unit, and it allows me to scan my wireless frequency environment using this software. Then I can send this data to the wireless workbench from Shure, and I can use it the exact same way. So I can calculate frequencies. I probably will not be able to deploy it to the older systems and even in relatively new systems, but not these top tier systems, you know. So I will have to adjust my transmitters manually. I will have to set up my frequencies that Wireless Workbench will suggest, and then I will have to sync transmitters and receivers. Yeah, so that is simple process, and trust me, if you will do it each and every gig, it will eventually be like your really good skill, and you will be able to do that executed in 5 minutes, maybe even less. Depends on how many wireless systems you have on a venue. You're probably wondering what kind of device is that one. So that is the unique device that I built myself for audio-video industry, and there are a ton of use cases for this device. Right now, for example, I have the remote controller for my camera here on the right side, and on the left side I have my notes, and that's how I'm recording this video. Now you also can run mixing stations, 2 mixing stations on this device, or you can run mixing station and lighting controller on this device at the same time. Check out the video right here on the link for this cool gadget. Next item, tap check and noise check. So you can say, why not sound check? Well, sound check requires entire band, but tap check and noise check doesn't require band. So you can do it in advance, so when the band will arrive, you don't have to waste time with the band. Now, how to do that? How I usually approach that? I will just go through the stage really quick, will unmute specific channel, tap it or touch it. So if it's a microphone, I will try to talk to mic or just tap it. And if this is an instrument input or cable, I will just touch it and make sure that the sound is coming through the speakers, including main PAs, waves, and in-ear monitors. Any kind of outputs do you have? Now, what is the noise check? So the noise check is slightly different. The purpose of the noise check is to make sure that you don't have any kind of bad noise from your channels or from your cables. Just make sure that all your cables are good, or make sure that all your inputs are in the good condition. Now, how I will approach that? I will unmute all my active channels that I will use during the gig, and I will listen if there are any kind of bad noise. Ideally, you shouldn't hear any kind of noise. Next item, sanitize mics. That could be kind of interesting because some people can think, or sound guys, they can think that artists should sanitize their mics. Well, that's not the case. Usually artists, they have no idea that they have to sanitize mics. And most of the artists, they rely on AV audio engineers. This is AV2's audio engineer's job. They have to sanitize mics and in-ear monitors, in-ear systems. Now, if you are only one person on a venue and you are doing A1 and A2, that is your job to sanitize mics. So please go ahead and sanitize mics. Now, let's do an experiment. If you find yourself of executing at least 50% of this list, let's say 5 items, little bit less than 50%, please leave the comment below of this video. Just put 50. I really want to gather this statistic. I want to know if other audio video engineers or audio guys or techs, they really do something like that, or it's just me. Replace batteries in guitars and instruments. Again, you can tell, well, musicians usually take instruments and bring them next time to the venue. That's not always the case. For example, in churches and in clubs, some musicians will keep instruments on the venue. And it means that the next time when they will perform, they expect instruments to be ready. Now, let's say you are in a situation when battery died and now entire band trying to practice or rehearsal, and battery died. Now you will have to waste entire band time to replace the battery. So please do it in advance. Do it while your band not on a venue yet. Just make sure that instruments have batteries and they are in a good condition. Next item, pink the room and tune PAs. Now, if you are just a beginner, that could be really overwhelming and it could be like really hard to do for you. And sometimes it's impossible to do on venue when you're limited in time. But if you have time, please go ahead and do that. First of all, that is a great practice. So you will be able to keep your skills in PA tuning and in pinking the room on a really high level. So I decided to do that on each and every gig if time allows me to do that. Also, I will save all my data, and I usually have the recording, audio and video recording, multi-track recording of this session. So in the future, I will be able to compare different data in smart or in an open sound meter from different performances in the same venue, for example, or with the same system. And it will allow me to elevate my skills in the PA tuning. Now, if you are a beginner, I would say skip it for now, but start to learn how to do it. Read the books, watch the videos, take some kind of courses. That is essential for any audio engineer to know how to tune PAs and to know how to pink the room. Yes, if you work in nationals or you are in a big venue, you probably will have a system engineer and he will take care about that. But it's still really valuable skill. Next one, conduct virtual sound check for front of house, monitors, in-ear monitors, and stream. For all of these, sound check should be conducted. Now, please keep in mind that during the virtual sound check, specifically in the room, you will have a different sound anyway, because musicians are not here, right? So musicians will produce additional sound from acoustic instruments, from voices, from drums, for example, and also from any kind of amplifiers. So expect that sound will be different, but it's still worth it. It's still good practice to conduct the virtual sound check. Next item, adjust your audio delay for the live stream. Again, you can say, why should I do that? That is kind of stable system. No, it is not stable, because your delay will be different from time to time because of the different internet connection, because of the different network speed. Now, how to do that? Of course, you can use some fancy equipment, and there are some specific advanced techniques to do that. But today I will show you the really simple method that I will use, I would say 70% of the time. Now, the way how I approach it in a simple way, I will start the test private stream or just a test stream on YouTube. And then I will focus the camera on myself. And I will take a mic and I will tap it and I will stream it. Now, the point here to make sure that when I tap the mic, the picture and sound are synced. If they are not synced, I will adjust the delay in the streaming software or in a console, and once it's synced, that's it, it's done. Next item, test your NDI or any other network connections from your ProPresenter to your streaming software. Now, in this specific case, I used the TriCaster, which is amazing streaming software. It's an industry standard. And the goal here is to make sure that the audience screen is synced with TriCaster and the lyrics NDI output is also synced with the TriCaster. And the last item, and it's kind of specific for churches, please make sure that after the latest sync between ProPresenter and Planning Center, your arrangements are exactly what you want. because in most of the cases, and it's just a bug in the ProPresenter, in most of the cases when you will sync or resync the ProPresenter with the Planning Center, your arrangements will be switched to master. And I believe that's it for today. I will attach this checklist to the description of this video, and I hope that you will be able to execute majority of these items and it will help you to become better audio-video engineer.